Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.7731 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 1.36%. And in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out the key chart patterns that we have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Polygon Matic from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.32 mark. And having done so, I believe it has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective movement, and soon you might see a very nice bounce to the upside in this Elliott wave structure, having our 5 taking us back to an all-time high. But before we get to an all-time high, we first need to see a fast wave to the upside, and I believe that is what is information here on the Polygon Matic chart. And jumping to the 4-hour chart so that we can see this better, within a fast wave to the upside we also expect to see a fractal wave information, and I believe that is what is playing out here on the 4-hour chart. And at the moment we are in the formation of a fourth wave of that fractal wave within a wave 1, and once we see the formation of a wave 5 to the upside, that will be completing a higher Elliott wave count 1. And if I get a little bit into the details of the formation of this fractal wave, so that it can also give me the key scenarios that I expect to play out, after making our low down here we saw a very nice bounce to the upside, made a high for that first wave to the upside up there, then saw a very nice retracement over here in the formation of a wave 2, and using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, we get to see whether our wave 2 down here retraced into the area between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382, which our wave 2 respected over here. Then after making the low for that second wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upside in the formation of a third wave, which I had a target area here on the charts at around the $0.93 mark, basing it on the trend based Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the wave 2. That gave me a minimum target area for that third wave to the upside, and you can see Polygon Matic continued to respect that. We came into our target area for that third wave and even overshooted it a little bit. And initially here on the charts I had my wave 3 high as the high at around the $1.02 mark, and this movement over here I was terming it as a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4. But the moment we managed to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark and made a new high at around the $1.06 mark, that made me to change scenarios, having the new high as the high for that third wave to the upside, and whatever we are seeing over here is a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4. And using the Fibonacci's, we can get a target area for that fourth wave to the lower side, and I just need to connect the fibs from the low of the wave 3 to the high of that wave 3. That gives me a minimum target area for that fourth wave to the lower side between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. And within that target area we also have a key area of support and resistance at around the $0.78 mark, and also at the key area of resistance of support at around the $0.72 mark. And because our wave 4 is a corrective wave, we also expect to see an ABC corrective movement play out here on the chart, and I believe we are seeing that here on the retracement over here, having this as the wave A. Then we saw a wave B making a high at around the $0.94 mark. Then we have continued to unlock lower prices in the formation of a wave C, which has now taken us back to around the $0.69 mark, which is within this red target area for that minimum retracement area for that fourth wave. Though we have not yet maximized that target area, there's a possibility that the low is in for that fourth wave to the lower side. And since we have the high for that first wave and also the third wave, we can also sketch out a target area for the first wave to the upside, that is the higher Elliott wave count 1. And I just need to use the trend based Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the wave 1 to the high of the wave 1. then drag the fibs to the high of that third wave to the upside, and that gives me a minimum target area for the higher Elliot wave count 1 at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.2448 mark. So that is the minimum that I would expect that first wave to do to the upper side once we see the formation of a wave 5 within this fractal wave that we are seeing over here. And getting back into the formation of our wave 4 down here, before we saw that break down to the lower side, we had been trading within this channel, and we managed to break out of that channel to the lower side. We even saw a retest of the lower part of the channel, then lost a key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, and at the key area of support at around the $0.72 mark, we found support, and that is what is giving us support in this bounce to the upside. And if I jump to the 1 hour chart so that we can see this consolidation that we are having over here, we have been trading within a channel, and this is what is going to give me the key scenarios that I expect to play out on this chart. It's possible that we might continue pushing higher to the upper part of this channel, and at the upper part of the channel we have a key area of resistance at around the $0.78 mark. That key area of resistance can give us resistance, and we get rejected and see a massive pullback to the lower side, maybe get back to around the $0.72 mark, which is the lower part of the channel, and maybe manage to break out of the channel to the lower side, have a retest of the lower part of the channel or that key area of support, and once that happens, then I would expect us to make a new low below the low that we made at around the $0.69 mark. And in case that happens, it's possible that we might fully maximize this red target area for the minimum retracement area for that fourth wave to the lower side. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. It's also possible that maybe the low is in for that fourth wave to the lower side, and in this movement right here we might be able to manage to break out of the channel to the upper side. And in case we manage to break out of the channel to the upper side, maybe even have a retest of that key area of resistance at around the $0.78 mark and continue pushing higher. And in case that happens, then we might start thinking of the formation of a wave 5 over here, though it's not yet possible that we are in the formation of our wave 5, because after making the low at around the $0.69 mark, we have not been seeing much of an Elliot wave count to the upper side over here. It's much of a consolidation, so I'm expecting a breakout very soon. So depending on which side we break to, then from there we can be able to sketch out a scenario that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. Jumping back to the 4 hour chart so that we can also take a look at the indicators here on the 4 hour RSI. On the 4 hour RSI we are trading at around the 59 mark, and that means we have a bit of room for us to support any movement to the upper side before we get into the overbought region. Also, we have massive room for us to support any movement to the lower side for us to maximize our yellow target area, our red target area. Also, taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices could be coming our way, so we might be able to hit the upper part of the channel, maybe get rejected. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.